it opens. Four friends, Susie, Sean, Justin, and Tantana, uh, are driving across the desert in a 50-year-old car Sean had rebuilt in high school and still hangs on to all these years later. Um, they're on a stand-up comedy tour, Quad State. Susie had introduced Tantana to the group and was surprised and happy when Justin and Tantana headed off. So the four musketeers were now driving across the desert in Sean's car, the Red Rocket, on a Quad State tour. They were headed out to the comedy festival in Las Vegas, but were taking the long way around. Susie was driving and thinking about the night she had met Sean and Justin 6 months earlier in Pablito's Comedy Center in L.A., and how right off the bat they had made her feel part of the scene in L.A. stand-up. Just as Tantana had made Susie feel part of another scene, a more wild and liberated scene of underground stand-up. So now they were on a Quad State comedy tour, ending up at the comedy festival in Las Vegas, when just outside of Vegas there was this incredible sky show. Two ships battling it out on the skies above them. So Susie pulled over and they all jumped out of the car to take it all in. Outside of their car they were, cleaned up language, freaking out, watching the two spaceships battling it out above their heads, when suddenly one of the ships missed a maneuver and the other one got away, while the ship that stayed around hovered above the group. Suddenly, they're surrounded by light. No longer in the ship. No, they were surrounded by light. They assumed they were in the ship. A hologram space alien is talking to them. "Hello," he said. "I have pursued a wanted criminal to your planet. His ship is damaged, so he's not going anywhere off planet. And he needs to feed. So I believe he'll be hiding out in that city over the hill. My drone ship is a cyberkinetic being, and I took a big gamble sending it into your atmosphere. If I were to pursue him in physical form upon your planet, the gods of your world would know it in an instant, and it would mean war between our peoples. So I have two choices: either destroy the planet and cover my tracks as best I can, and just hope for the best, or I could deputize the four of you to go after the criminal. The rings that are now on your hands will allow you to communicate with each other and with the ship. And when you find the alien, all you have to do is touch the ring to the crystal you each now wear around your necks, and it will do the rest. It's a mobile jail, and will immobilize the alien until it is picked up by the drone ship to be transported back to my ship. The crystals will give you limited body armor, and the rings will give you weapons capability. The only way this planet comes out of this encounter in one piece is if you agree to be deputized." "Well," said Susie, "wouldn't the gods of our world be mad?" "Yes, if they noticed, but you are vibrational beings." "But they are vibrational beings. They are known as the Zeutech, and they have long since migrated to your sun, the center of their empire. And yet their connection to this world, as the place of their birth, means that they keep an interest in it. But their last real connection to this world was with the race that preceded yours, that you call the Titans. They were the members of the Zytec race that refused to ascend. With the others, they were the Zytecs that stayed behind upon the mountain of ascension, upon the mountain between worlds, the mountain of ascension, where they could rule this world forever, while enjoying the pleasures of both worlds. But sadly, they fell in a A war long ago with the oracles, their half-breed children. What is left is the world that the vibrational beings barely notice the earth any longer. There is no reason to. And a race of humans that barely remembers or prays to their old gods, but still I am trespassing. And even if it is the strangest planet with life on it that I have ever visited, they still hold title to it, and I am sure if their attention were to be drawn to the earth, there would be hell to pay. You see, where I come from, the gods of my world, who long ago left behind, when their people transitioned to vibrational beings that dwell there still upon our mountain between worlds, ruling our world to this day through their children, the oracles, their half-breed children, the oracles. These beings on our world are also called Titans, and they live on the mountain between worlds, like your Mount Olympus, where they drink from the water of eternal life. Only on my planet, all of their half-breed children are still to this day blinded at birth, so that they cannot challenge the Titans like they did on your world. And the oracle's second sight, their ability to sense the vibrations of people and objects, serve as a sonar that allows them to navigate through this world. The Titans' half-breed children are brought to the mountain between worlds and allowed to drink from its waters. That allows them to live for 2,000 years, but they must drink from it every 2,000 years or else will grow old and die. And this system still exists to this day on my world, but on yours, they did not blind the half-breed children at birth, so eventually the oracles on your world, led by Zeus, joined together and overthrew the Titans. But in overthrowing them, the mountain between worlds was destroyed, or else somehow moved beyond their reach, and so unable to drink from the waters of eternal life, the oracles grew out old and died. And since then, due to the mixing and matching of genes, every once in a while a new Titan or oracle will be born upon your planet. But because they cannot drink from the spring that flows on the top of the mountain between worlds, Titans, born after the great calamity, live for 2,000 years and then grow old and die, while oracles only live for decades, not centuries, and then grow old and die. You mean I will live for 2,000 years? Asked Susie. Well, just like humans have a lifespan of 100 years, you will have a lifespan of 2,000 years. And it could be considerably longer if you drink from the well of the spring of eternal life. What? Asked Susie curiously. Said the alien. There are many mountains between worlds in this solar system that we have identified. I am surprised that a Titan born of this world does not simply will himself to the mountaintop and drink of its waters. So in return for your assistance, I will give you the location of the mountain between worlds that sits on Mars. What good would that do us? Asked Justin. Not you, said the alien. Her. WTF? Screamed Susie. After the drone ship delivers my prisoner to me, I will send it back for you and your friends, and it will transport you to the mountain between worlds on Mars. But, said Susie, you said that I have the ability to do that for myself, so how is that a reward?